Hi, I'm Marin Alsop, music director of the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra.
This is a program that celebrates all things Russian, and I think it's apropos because Baltimore had a huge influx of Russian immigrants in the 1800s. The Russian culture is still quite vivid here and celebrated and part of the fabric of our community. Rachmaninoff premiered his Paganini Variations here in Baltimore, the U.S. premiere in 1934, and the Rachmaninoff Paganini Variations is really the centerpiece of this program. This program is unusual in that I'm opening with a Prokofiev symphony and I'm closing with a Prokofiev symphony. His First Symphony is just 15 minutes long. It's a perfect little mini symphony. And then, after the intermission, we're doing his Sixth Symphony, which is the absolute other end of the spectrum. This is a piece that has depth. It's a piece that takes a point of view. They represent such different facets of him as a composer that it might be conceivable that the pieces were written by different people. For everyone, Rachmaninoff is one of those composers that you just know immediately. He has a certain signature, the way he creates melody. He uses the orchestra in a certain kind of grandiose way, you know, and it's music that appeals to everyone and is recognizable right away. I think it's always a compliment when one composer takes a theme of another composer and reinvents it. The idea of a theme in variations is one of the most restrictive compositional techniques available to a composer. And what happens is it forces the composer to stretch his or her imagination, to create, based on an existing theme especially, to create and imbue that theme with their own imagination. Because, of course, Paganini was an incredible violinist, and he wrote 24 caprices, which remain the measuring stick for every violinist. And I think it's also fitting that there are 24 variations in this particular piece, which is based on Paganini's Caprice number 24. We're pleased to welcome back Lukas Vondracek, a young Czech pianist who played with the orchestra last year, and everybody fell in love with him, so we invited him back to be featured on this program playing the Rachmaninoff Paganini Variations. This is an incredible virtuosic piece for the pianist and for the orchestra, and I think it's so fitting that Rachmaninoff decided to take the music of Paganini, who was the other great virtuoso of the time, and really reinvent it for the piano.